Hi there, and welcome to Apple World. Begin vanishing not from the screens, but rather from the country individually. Superstars are pressing their sacks and leaving America yet. Why are they simply going for no particular reason, or could they be running from something a whole lot greater? Has the FBI recently uncovered everybody in question in Diddy's claimed violations over the course of the years? Does this mean they'll seek a similar treatment as the Diddy? Make certain to keep close by till the finish of the video for the full subtleties. In the past couple of weeks, reports have surfaced proposing that a rush of superstars is unexpectedly moving, some discreetly, some unexpectedly, at the core of the secret Diddy brushes, once celebrated as a music big-shot business visionary. What's more, a social symbol, Diddy is currently under serious examination with his capture and developing fights in court. Some say it's making a gradually expanding influence, sending shockwaves through Hollywood, and then some say what's truly happening to genuinely comprehend the reason why these superstars may be escaping. We want to plunge further into Diddy's story for quite a long time. Diddy has kept a strong impact in the media outlet known for his coordinated efforts with geniuses' business adventures and his conspicuous way of life. He appeared to be distant, however, as new reports unfold. The once invulnerable picture of Diddy might be disintegrating. We should rewind a bit throughout the long term. Murmurs of discussions have encircled Diddy charges, lawful debates, prominent quarrels. A portion of these were simple bits of gossip immediately dismissed, yet a new examination could have a lot bigger outcomes associating him to unsettled questions and occasions that some accept include definitely more than just one person for some time. Many fans have been asking, why has Hollywood been so quiet since Diddy's capture? Well, it came out as of late that Diddy had everybody marked an ass at his party with. Probably makes sense of a ton of things. Did has been blamed by various individuals that they needed to sign ass before they showed up at these gatherings where something happened to them. Now, an NDA doesn't prevent you from detailing a wrongdoing to the police, yet it has a hazy situation if you have any desire to talk about it freely. Not a solitary one of them are saying that they couldn't report their violations to the police. In view of these NDAs, they are simply adding these examples. So when they are making sense of their claims, and I just find it peculiar in light of the fact that a large number of them said that they announced these things to the police, and the police sat idle. Yet I simply got to figuring this could genuinely be the reason we hear totally no one in Hollywood discussing Diddy, or on the other hand, his gatherings at this is one of the most stunning things. I mean, not even anyone is standing up or Diddy and saying hello. I've never at any point seen anything like this at these gatherings, or anything. Well, in the event that you've at any point been to a Diddy party, this NDA might actually make sense of why we hear from totally no one. And I am not saying each and every one of these individuals that are not talking are honest in light of the fact that that is certainly not where I'm getting at yet. Regardless of whether you hit up a Diddy party and you saw nothing lawfully, you wouldn't have the option to talk about it. Due to this NDA, fans had a ton of blended feelings on this, with different posts expressing things like this is so off base. I can hardly comprehend the individuals just so eager to be at a Diddy party and thinking the NDA was just BC of his notoriety, just to later find out the genuine justification for why having them sign NAS. And afterward, as yet recording proof is wild in the expressions of somebody I can't recall whether you endorsed to NDA you needed to play, so how could famous people pick now to leave? Might it at some point be responsibility by affiliation, or is it dread that their own insider facts could become exposed? Here's where things get fascinating. In any high-profile examination, affiliation becomes basic when somebody like Diddy faces examination specialists who could look at his dear companion's colleagues. Furthermore, groups of friends consider it if you're attached to somebody under examination. Each cooperation bargain and discussion can be analyzed. Even famous people who could appear to have essentially nothing to do with their legitimate has any significance may not need that sort of consideration. Lawful specialists frequently say preferable protection over SAR. Also, for these superstars, security implies remaining as distant from this embarrassment as conceivable in their thinking. Perhaps they try not to need to risk being implied in any inadvertent blowback if the examination dives into Diddy's contacts. Others may dread that their own dubious pasts, when failed to remember by the general population, could be maneuvered once again into the spotlight. Imagine being a superstar who once worked intimately with Diddy or was regularly seen at his gatherings, regardless of whether you were nothing out of sorts. Simply, the affiliation could be harming. Significant brand underwriting arrangements and even fan backing can disappear in a moment When the media begins scrutinizing your personality, and in Hollywood, where picture is everything, this dread is genuine, so they escape. It's an approach to take control briefly of a story that could rapidly wind out of control before we go any further into the video. What are your folks' legitimate considerations in this present circumstance? Are there various different VIPs going to get uncovered, or is everybody simply bouncing as well ahead of schedule to ends? Remark down underneath one no homo. No, don't get near the bed. Don't draw near. However, it's very much like, we need to bless your heart for facilitating what man. It's been a joy. Why didn't need to make it happen, and you did? I most certainly didn't need to do it. I most certainly didn't have to. Above all else, I'm not getting the bed. You realize yells out to him. Furthermore, what he did, I'm about to, if we can only, we should. How about we just put the camera somewhat this way to make sure we're not? I try not to believe that my shot should try, and as I don't maintain that it should come near the bed by any means, I ought to seem as though he knew off goddamn plane. I pressure off the nursery stage that is my sibling here. From the very beginning we used to wake up, and I mean damn. Delay, however, like tee out. I mean some time ago when he was like 10, and I was somewhat more seasoned, his more established sibling we used to battle about. The over-the-ice chips, you know what I'm talking about before stop was developed. You understand what I'm talking about, yet it's my sibling for genuine. We used to, as a matter of fact, wrestle off of the ice place, since he used to constantly rise and shine right on time, with now he one of the most extravagant on the planet pot. Simply says, yet it's not anxiety toward public discernment when somebody as compelling as Diddy is involved. Examinations can in some cases lead to unforeseen disclosures about the industry, about power elements, and about the underside of notoriety. The amusement industry is an affectionate world. Big names frequently have more associations in the background than fans understand, and on the off chance that Diddy's lawful difficulties proceed, there's consistently the likelihood that others could be hauled in whether they like it or not, and keeping in mind that we might in all likelihood never know the full truth behind each of these abrupt migrations. Designs are difficult to disregard at the point when different big names start discreetly vanishing. Questions begin to emerge. Fortuitous event or planned move to keep away from a person or thing. The Diddy case may very well be the tip of the icy masses. Assuming that we check past VIP out outrages, one thing turns out to be clear: when strong figures fall, it seldom works out in segregation. Consider other Hollywood discussions where an underlying examination uncovered the trap of impact cover-ups and, at times, even more serious issues from insider exchanging to extort the secret universe of a claim are seldom all around as stylish as it appears. So are these VIPs stowing away something? Are they rushing to keep away from responsibility? Or are they just safeguarding their brands and notorieties in reality as we know it, where professions can end with a single title? Maybe reality lies some in the middle of between. Perhaps some are at legitimate fault for only nearness. Yet in the period of virtual entertainment where discernments change in a moment, who can fault them for not having any desire to take the risk? The following couple of months could uncover more than we expect. Will Diddy's case unwind further, involving others along the way? Or will it blur into Hollywood legend, one more story in a city based on embarrassment? As fans, there's nothing left but to observe. Furthermore, stand by. However, assuming history tells us anything, it's that reality has a way of surfacing. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.